seemed upset, but he never had any against it. And one day, when I was in the early days of the show, my discipline was in praying. We're doing the first scenes in Sesame Street. Those scenes were the Anything Muppets, where they could put different eyes to different things, make a kid or a dragon. And I kept missing the opening note with singing. And I missed it. So everyone likes ice cream. It's one of my problems. And so we were watching playbacks, and the third time I still got it wrong. I missed that note. And Jim, a lot of people crowded around one of the bars watching the playback. And so he saw an empty one over on the other side. He walked over and almost recorded that myself, and he didn't see me walk up behind him. And I heard him quietly saying, "Garbage, garbage." And it went like a knife through me. I said, "Jim, I'm sorry."
Glad to go to work. My best friend is trafficking here in North Carolina. He follows the weather religiously. I don't follow it. Because other people follow it, but they bring me into the conversation because I'll be hooked into it. So I don't follow. I'll just go on the email chain and says, "Hey guys, get ready." So I always call my friend Emma.
I think you get to a certain age and you just obsess about the weather.
So I yelled at my mother because it was a second phone call today from her. Because I had already said, "Mom, I'm at the beach." Okay. Like, so you think she's following, and our parents, I think my mother is 81 years old. And you think she's following the conversation. She's like, "Yeah, I'm supposed to run a race today, but it's a little too chilly, I think, for me to be out there, and I'm not feeling great, so I'm not so sure I'm going to do it." So it's 20 minutes later. She calls back. I'm like, "Hey, how's it going?" Right? And she's like, as if you never spoke. And she does the same thing. She's like, "Did you run the race yet?" And I felt bad. I said, "No, Mom, remember, it's not till 4 o'clock. I was very patient." And then she says, "What's the weather like?" I just lost it. I yelled. I said, "Stop calling me about the weather. Scott's parents calling me about the weather. You're calling me. It's cold. Goodbye." I totally snapped. But I was just like, "Oh, Mom." And
My mom tells me, we got a lot of snow in Pennsylvania. Like,
I care.
here you go.
They're pretty, you never heard all of it. That was just, it was so, and I
I'm going to resign. I'm not good enough to be a Muppeteer. And he turned around, turned right beat right and said, "Oh, I wasn't talking about you, you lie." He says, "My work isn't up to snuff today, and I didn't think I was doing a very good job. And if you're having trouble with that thing, listen to this little tiny bell. If you hear that bell, just open the mouth, and it will be just right." When we started, Jim told me he wanted me to play 2 characters. He wanted to describe the bird. And the bird initially was going to be just a silly, goofy bird. And the other was Oscar the Grouch. Didn't know what I was going to use for the voice. It was getting down to the nitty-gritty. Well, we are manipulating. Everyone has only one eye. It's the camera's lens. If I turn this way, his mouth looks like he's very sad, and I lower his eyes, and he can look very unhappy. Or if you tip it forward,
she's just not all there. So I said, "Oh, Mom, I think we took that person's walker." It was it doesn't look like the traditional metal. Come around and call it from my cell phone. I'm getting close to your house, because it's just a big loop. I can come on out and I'll walk with you, down to this 4 driveway downtown, right? Whatever you can do. Come on. And she is
Evolution,
make
yep.
something happen. And she just doesn't want to try.
So, but like at the camera, and I swear that the faculty of awareness to study the expressions that go along with the emotions that we're portraying. One time I got a lovely letter from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and it was from a woman who had a little 4-year-old boy named Christopher, and she heard sniffling. Big Bird was in the scene where he was the only child around, and she was very sorry for himself because all the kids had gone off to school and he was too young. And so she hears Christopher watching the show, and she's busy in the kitchen. She hears him sniffling and crying. And she goes, "What's wrong, Christopher?" He said, "Big Bird is just like me. He's all alone all day because the kids, his older brothers and sisters, were out to school." And so he saw himself and actually identified with Big Bird, who was, hardly an ordinary looking child. The bird became, as I said earlier, Bird was really a goofy guy. And when I decided he should be a child, and the producers thought that was a good idea as well, I started going higher when his voice was like, "Hi there, hi there, hi there," until I got here. I was trying to be a kid. Let's see. It says, "Welcome to Toad City, the Mushroom City. The Mushroom City annual tournament of mushrooms parade." It was really fun to sit in the theater and hear the children react to the movie, I must say. In one of the scenes, Big Bird gets kidnapped by some unscrupulous carnival guys, and they paint him blue. And when
He will not ask for his phone, and he will sit in certain spots upstairs. In our master bedroom, and he will stare at 3 hours. And I'm like, not that that's healthy, don't get me wrong, but
It's not electronic.
it's not electronic, and he's not falling, and he stays.
Kids keep banging.
Yeah. So,
Is it the texture?
the pattern and the texture, so I said something, I said, "Stupid, I'm
Kai,
in
you
this
need
place
to
for 4
relax.
or 5 years, and we never realized how valuable the pattern is of this 13-year-old pervert. I'm gonna just go get a swatch and get the cutout right from the carpet place and just put it in the house and see if that helps
Be
him.
like this place to sit and play.
Whatever it is that you can do, but we were just laughing, so it's the littlest things that you observe, and then you don't realize that you have an answer right in front of you, but yeah, he loves the carpet. But he won't, at home.
This is not typical,
No,
except
he's waiting.
This is a loose key, but usually he'll be on his computer.
Yeah, we weren't even here.
Just sit on the floor, he'll be back on, he'll be moving around. Like at the house, he'll be sitting on a hardwood floor in the front room, and then he'll be on the couch in the front room, he'll be on the couch in the family room, he'll go up on the bed, he'll go in the basement. He's all over the house, but he's like obsessed with, like, he should be on his computer right now, but he's obsessed with this.
And I always say like Daniel, like, if you ever really wore, I'm not a cricket person, if I ever
was slow motion. Often it would take an hour and a half, 2 hours for them to put the new tracks down for the trucking shot. And so I did spend a lot of time reading magazines, sitting in the Winnebago, a lot of waiting. And one call one day, I was called at 1 p.m. and I had to wait so long. We filmed it at 6 a.m. following morning, and there was no sleep that night. What? It's Miss Fitz! What'll I do? Oh, hi, where? The hayfield! The hayfield! Yes, Dad! Wait. Bye, guys. Oh, dear.
Yeah.
It's taking our 40th year of the show and celebrating our 25th anniversary of this nice movie, Kwfollowthatbird. So I hope you enjoy the movie. And have fun. Wait, know what I'm going to use for the voice. It was getting down to the nitty-gritty. Yes, I have a question. What is it, Oscar? What is the capital of South Dakota? I had to go across town in a cab. So I hailed a cab and got in. The guy says, "Where to, Mac?" So I said, "Wow, what a great voice." He had a cigar on one side of his mouth, and the voice came out the other like this. And I said, "That's perfect." So when I got out of the cab, I kept saying, "Where to, Mac? Where to, Mac?" Because I'm trying to learn and do this voice so that I can imitate that very well. He really sounded a lot like that. I had never tried that. I swear if I hadn't looked at him, seeing him talk out of the corner of his mouth in his rearview mirror because I was sitting over. And so I got Oscar's voice that way. Bye, Oscar. What? That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. When I do Big Bird, it's a lot of fun. And Oscar is too, because it's a totally different experience. After doing it, the bird all day long, I've got a few more scenes at the end, and they're with Oscar. And it's almost therapeutic, because I've been the sweet and nice all day, and now Oscar can be one of the most negative, cantankerous characters on television. He's on a children's show. And so it's a lot of fun, and I never played a character like that. I call him my, if you remember Happy Days, remember the Fawns. Well, Oscar's my Fawns. He's cool. Hey, you and me, Skinny.
So heavy.
The one great thing about television is we don't look at the puppet. We look
Put a
down
freaking
at the monitor.
tundra door on the
Everyone
beach
has
house.
only one eye. It's the camera's lens. If I turn this way, his mouth looks like he's very sad, and I lower his eyes, and he can look very unhappy. Or if you tip him forward, his mouth goes up. It really doesn't. It's a stiff mouth. It doesn't change like a porpoise. You can't change his expression. Porpoises always look like they're rather pleased. And
He got it in the closet before all this stuff.
How's she doing after her, I forget whether it was knee or hip?
Knee.
Yeah, she,
Getting better.
Yeah.
It's just slow. But she's getting around with a walker. Yeah.
something happen. And she just doesn't want to try.
So, but fight at the camera in this way or that, the puppeteer learns to study the expressions that go along with the emotions that we're portraying. And the bird initially was going to be just a silly, goofy bird, and the other was Oscar the Grouch. Didn't know what I was going to use for the voice. It was getting down to the nitty-gritty. Yes, I have a question. What is it, Oscar? What is the capital of South Dakota? I had to go across town in a cab. So I hailed a cab and got in. The guy says, "Where to, man?" So I said, "Wow, what a great voice." He had a cigar on one side of his mouth, and the voice came out the other like this. And I said, "That's perfect." So when I got out of the cab, I kept saying, "Where to, man? Where to, man?" Because I'm trying to learn to do this voice, because I could imitate that.